Hi there, good afternoon, and you've tuned into Market Fatafat. I'm Cheryl D'Souza. With me is Vinny Motiwala. Welcome back, Vinny. And this is a show, viewers, where we get you all the stocks that are buzzing in trade. But before that, let's take a look at what the markets are doing, because if you look at the markets, pretty wobbly moves coming in from the markets. As you can see it on your screens, the benchmark indices have also slipped into the negative territory once again in today's trading session. You look at the broader markets, they've also seen a sharp cut over the last few minutes. You have the mid-cap index, as well as now the small-cap index also has come in to the negative territory, because small-cap index was holding on to positive territory till about half an hour or so. So you have the small cap index also that slipped into the negative territory as of now. Talking about the advanced decline ratio for the markets right now is a tad bit tilted towards the decliners. So you've seen a shift that is coming in the way how the advanced decline ratio of the markets are looking like at this point in time. Talking about the sectoral indices, then take a look at what PSU Bank Index is doing, because there's no stopping for this one. 4% uptick once again coming in for PSU Bank Index, and you have a lot of these PSBs which are at multi-year highs, be it Bank of Maharashtra, be it IOB, be it also Bank of India for the matter of fact. All of them seeing spectacular run in today's trading session. Talking about the rest of the market, then you have the Realty Index, that is the top sectoral loser, along with metals, while you have auto that is seeing good strength of approximately 1% or so. So that's the way how the markets are looking like at this point in time, Winnie. If you look at PSU Buying Index, that's the one that is taking a good run.
Absolutely, that's how the market is looking like. But a lot of stocks that are buzzing in trade, either on the back of news flows or on the back of technicals. And on the technicals today, we are joined by Sameet Chavan, while from the research team we have Harsh as well as Ankita joining in with us as well. A very good afternoon to all three of y'all, and I'm going to be starting with the first stock that is in focus. Let's look at HFCL. Look at the up move that we are seeing coming in the stock, and this is after an order win that the company has gotten. Now this order win is actually coming from the Madhya Pradesh Jal Nigam. The order value is of around 1,015 crore rupees, and it entitles providing EPC services, which is including provisions for laying of optical fiber cables on a critical and important routes, as well as for the execution of multi-village drinking water supply network in the district of Madhya Pradesh as well. So on the back of this, today we've seen that the stock is buzzing in trade, was trading with gains of more than 3% as well. As of now, given up those morning gains, but still holding on to gains of 2% in trade, and that is HFCL for you.
All right, moving on, let's talk about Mahindra Summit. If you look at that particular counter, it is among the top gainers on the Nifty. No doubt a tad bit off the day's highest point. But where do you see M&M headed from here on?
Good afternoon. Well, the entire auto space has been, one of the rank outperformance, in this 5 to 6 months rally. If you talk about M&M, it slipped into a consolidation mode of late. And, considering today's price action, the stock has surpassed its recent hurdles. Thereby, it confirms the, breakout from bullish cup and handle pattern as well on the daily time frame chart. So, looking at the overall price and volume activity, we would expect a continuation of this move. As far as the levels are concerned, we expect 1700 to be crossed quite soon. Even in this stock can, extend this move towards 1760, 1780 in coming weeks. So, overall, the bias remains positive. Any dip would be a good buying opportunity. And as far as support levels are concerned, now 1550, 1530 has become a strong base for M&M.
All right, so that's the view coming in on M&M. Let's talk about Tata Steel then, and that particular counter has hit a 17-month high in today's trading session. Why such an up move coming in for Tata Steel? No doubt now it's at the day's lowest point. But one of the reasons why the stock is in focus is the fact that the company has announced that it will actually replace its existing blast furnace steel manufacturing plant in the United Kingdom with an electric arc furnace plant with a total investment of about £1.25 billion. On back of this particular development, we were expecting it to come out, and once it's come out, we have a lot of brokerages that have come out with their views, where you have Kotak Institutional Equities, which has maintained a buy stance, however gone ahead and raised the target to 150 rupees per share from earlier 135 rupees per share. You have Jefferies also that has come out with a note where they are also maintaining a buy stance and a target price of 145. You have JM Financials also that has come out with a note, and they are maintaining a buy stance on the company. All of them with the view that this particular move will augur well for the company going ahead. So Tata Steel in focus and back to that news. However, the stock is now at the day's lowest point.
Okay, let's move on and talk about SBI Life on the charts. And Sameet, when you look at it, this one is trading at a multi-year high today. But specifically in the last couple of months, when you look at it, it's remained in that range of 1250 to 1350 range. So what is the view now on SBI Life? Should we expect a further upside?
Well, yes, the entire, life insurance space, if you see in last 3 months, they have been moving steadily upward. So we can see series of higher highs, higher lows. If you say HFC Life, SBI Life, they have similar chart structures. So as far as SBI Life is concerned, it managed to surpass its recent hurdles and it has now entered an uncharted territory. Although stock has come off a bit from intraday highs, overall, the posture remains quite sturdy and hence we expect intraday declines are likely to get bought into. So overall, we continue to remain upbeat on this stock and we expect 1400 plus levels in coming days as far as SBI Life is concerned. Now on the flip side, 1340, 1320 has become a very strong support zone. So we expect as of now the stock would remain in a consolidation, but within this consolidation, any dip would be a good buying opportunity.
All right. Moving on then, Ankita, let's talk about Gokaldas Exports. Why is this one in the spotlight?
That's correct, Cheryl. Gokaldas Exports is in focus today. It is on the back of the fact that Goldman Sachs has acquired a 2.06% stake in the company, and that has taken up the shareholding to 7.06%. Now, also we had the export data update that came out for the month of August, and according to that, Gokaldas Exports grew by 2.4% on a year-on-year basis and a good 116% on a month-on-month basis, coming in at 182 crores. And on the back of that, we can see the stock movement. We can see the movement in the stock. It's up almost 2% in trade. It is off the day's high for now, but there is a move of 2% nonetheless.
Surely keeping an eye out on Gokaldas Exports. But let's move on to talk about Grasim on the charts. And Sameet, in the last 6 months, 24% return is what the stock has managed to give. Now, at the current levels, would you still suggest a buy, or what is the view on this now?
Yes, we are a bit on this counter. We expect a good move in coming days. So as far as Grasim is concerned, if you see Ultratech has already hit its all-time high. So Grasim being the holding company, it has been performing well in last couple of weeks. So overall, if you see in the recent rally, the volumes have picked up substantially. So that provides some sort of credence to the move. And as far as Grasim is concerned, if we have to take slightly broader view, we expect 2150, 2200 plus levels on Grasim. It has already given a confirmation of massive multi-month breakout on weekly time frame chart. So overall, we continue to remain upbeat. Any dip would be a good buying opportunity, and 1900, 1850 should act as a very strong support for Grasim.
Right, moving on, Harsh, let's talk about Bharat Electronics. Why is this in the news today?
Well, yes, continues to win orders. Positive news coming through and continues to trickle through 3,000 crore worth of orders. In fact, the quantum is 2,119 crore from Cochin Shipyard itself. A supply of various equipments consisting of sensors, weapon equipment, fire control systems, communication equipment, and others. We are also told that the company has received additional orders of 886 crore since the last disclosure on the 25th of August, and said orders pertain to upgrade of AFNet, SATCOM, NW, upgrade of Akash missiles, RF seekers, etc. So across the board, you are seeing good order wins, good order traction. In fact, 14,500 crore odd worth of orders won in this financial year alone by BEL, and you are looking at a top line of roughly 18,000 crore trailing 12 months. Quite substantial, 3,000 crore of new orders, 14,000 crore financial year to date, and a top line of around 18,000 crore positive on BEL, 3% plus uptick today.
Let's move on and talk about specifically PSU Bank. Yes, the whole PSU sector today is a PSU banking space. Nifty PSU Bank is the top sectoral gainer, but Bank of Baroda in that summit, that is also, the PSU banks have seen a good run up. Even Bank of Baroda has seen a run up of around 30% in the last 6 months. What is your view on Bank of Baroda now?
Well, clearly, if you see the entire PSU banking basket is on a roll since last couple of weeks. As far as Bank of Baroda is concerned, it managed to form a strong base around 190 of late, and in last couple of weeks, it has literally taken off. The kind of volume activities that has been supporting this entire price-wise move, it is quite encouraging. And from here on, the kind of traction that we are seeing in this entire basket, specifically in the mid-cap basket, we expect this upward trajectory to continue. So as far as levels are concerned, 224, 228, these are the next levels to watch out for. for Bank of Baroda, and on the lower side now 210 and 204 should act as a very strong support.
Okay, keeping an eye out on those levels for Bank of Baroda, 224 and 228. That's the word coming in for Bank of Baroda from Summit. But let's move on, talk about Karnataka Bank. This one is in focus today because ICICI Direct has come out with a note on this. They're maintaining a buy rating on this one, given a target price of 285 rupees per share. What they say is that, it seems like the company's strategy is to harness its core competency with the focus on geographic as well as the product expansion, along with investment in digital technology. And that is something that is expected to aid the growth as well as improve the asset quality of the company. Now, the management's targets for the NNPAs is to decline to 1.2%, and as in when you look at it in Q1 FY24, it was at around 1.43%. Also, in terms of credit cost, remain quite steady at current levels is what is expected, and steady margins, prudent asset quality is expected to offset the higher OPEX, thereby sustaining a return on assets of at around 1.2% in FY24 and FY25. So that is why they're maintaining a buy on Karnataka Bank, ICICI Direct, and target price of 285 rupees per share. Today the stock is buzzing into it, 5.6% gain as of now.
All right, moving on, Samit, let's talk about Titan and how are the charts looking for Titan, because it's been a while that anyone's actually spoken about this particular counter. But yes, 32% uptick over the last 6 months, not that bad.
Yes, although the stock has not been so buoyant, overall if you see, it has been giving steady moves of late. From the levels of 2900 to 3300 in a span of 3 to 4 weeks. So it has been giving steady move without any major correction. And today, since morning, we are seeing good traction in this counter. So stock has already entered an uncharted territory. As far as near-term projections are concerned, 3460 to 3540. These are the next levels to watch out for Titan. And on the low side now, previous resistance level of 3100, 3150 would act as a very strong support. So any intraday or intra-week decline is likely to get bought into, and on the lower side, we are likely to see some demand zone for this particular counter.
All right, moving on, let's talk about NTPC then, and that particular counter was seeing a good up move earlier on in the trading session. Approximately upwards of 2% is where NTPC was last time I checked. If you look at the reason why the stock is buzzing in today's trading session, because you have the agencies reporting a source-based story where they're saying that the company's mining arm will explore overseas sourcing of battery materials such as lithium, cobalt as well as nickel. This is a source-based information coming in, and also the company will look to explore uranium mining in India as well. So on back of this particular development, you saw the stock see a good steady up move, continues to hold on to gains of approximately 1.6% as we speak.
Okay, let's move on to stock number 12 for today. And Samit, you picked out Bajaj Auto for us. What are the charts now indicating for Bajaj Auto?
Whenever we talk about the entire auto space, it is important to highlight the two-wheeler space also. In the initial phase of the recent rally, most of the two-wheeler space stocks have been quite quiet. But recently they have picked up some momentum, and we are seeing a good catch-up move in most of the two-wheeler space names. So as far as Bajaj Auto is concerned, on Friday this stock gave gigantic move. If you look at the volume activity, it has risen substantially, and today also we are seeing a good follow-up move. So as far as levels are concerned, next levels to watch out for would be around 5550 to 5650 for Bajaj Auto. And on the low side, yes, although the low-hanging fruit is already gone, one should wait for a decent dip in case one wants to enter in this particular counter. So 5000, 5050 should act as a very strong support.
All right, that's the view coming in for Bajaj Auto. Ankita, let's talk about Sterlite Tech, and why is this one in the spotlight?
Cheryl, Sterlite Tech is in focus on the back of the fact that they have invested $56 million and officially opened its optic fiber and cable manufacturing facility in South Carolina in the US. And this will also serve as its North American headquarters. That's what the official word coming in from the company. And on the back of that, we're seeing an uptick of 1.3% for Sterlite Tech on the charts today.
Okay, let's move on to the next one. And Jubilant Food on the chart, Samit. What is the indication you're picking up for Jubilant Food in the last 6 months? Surely seems like it's picked up traction finally. Is that here to stay, or maybe some bit of a consolidation is again expected?
See, overall, it has remained in a consolidation, but within this consolidation, we are seeing a peculiar move, on the lower side. Whenever the stock reaches 480, this stock tends to give a decent bounce back and reaches its higher end. So, 550, 555 is the important level to watch out for. And once the stock surpasses, 555, we could see a long slumber phase getting over. So, a breakout beyond 555 would be a good confirmation. And then we would see some momentum coming in this particular counter. So as of now, it is in our watch list, and we would be keeping a close eye on that important level of 555. So once the stock surpasses it, yes, we could see a strong traction towards 580, 585.
All right, moving on, another defense counter, Harsh, HAL, that's the one that you're going to talk about next.
Well, yes, absolutely, Cheryl, and the order flow continues to trickle through even for HAL. What is being suggested by HAL in their press release is that basis PIB, which is Press Information Bureau, the Defense Acquisition Council, which is the DAC, has accorded approval for acceptance of necessity for procurement of 12 Su-30 MKI aircraft with associated equipment and avionics upgradation of Dornier aircraft as well. Of course, this among others is worth 45,000 crore of orders which have been passed by the DAC, and what this essentially will mean is orders flowing through for HAL. Of course, the stock was up much, or rather was up and buzzing early on in trade, but it's come off those highs for the day. It's up around 0.7%.
Okay, let's move on and talk about Salazar Techno, with stock which we don't talk regularly, but today it's in focus on the back of an auto win that they have of around $9.4 million, which is around 75 crore rupees by the Energy Development Corporation Limited for the Ravanada transmission system reinforcement as well as last mile connectivity project. So on the back of this auto win, we've seen that the stock is buzzing in trade, trading with gains of around 3.3% as we speak.
All right, that's Salazar Tech. But Sameet, let's talk about Hero Motocorp. Just like Bajaj Auto, even this one has seen a good run. But where do you see Hero Motocorp headed from here on? Do you think that run will sustain for this one?
Yes, Cheryl, it has been lagging slightly, but the kind of price traction and good base building, that has happened recently, we would expect some catch-up move from Hero, Motocorp as well. Stock is overall in a consolidation, 3250, 2900, but it is likely to move higher from here on. So 3200, 3250 is likely to get retested quite soon, and once the stock surpasses 3250, we could see massive breakout happening, multi-year breakout happening in Hero Moto, and then probably the stock can give sharp move towards 3600 plus level. So overall, we continue to remain bullish on this counter, and 2900 should act as a very strong support in case of Hero Motocorp.
All right, moving on, let's talk about Sona BLW or Sona Comstar, because this particular counter was actually sulking in today's trading session. Last time I checked, the stock was down about 2%. Right now, the stock has recovered from the day's lowest point. But what is the reason for the downtick in Sona BLW is the fact that the company said the United Auto Workers, or UAW, in the United States went on strike at some plants of 3 OEMs on Friday, and Sona BLW actually supplies to these OEMs directly or indirectly. What Sona Comstar actually told in the exchange filing is that there is minimal impact on company sales, but potentially larger impact may be higher if the strike persists or extends to other plants. So this is a word of caution coming in from Sona BLW, because of which the stock was down, but now it's recovered a tad bit from the day's lowest point, still trading with cuts about 0.6% as we speak.
Okay, let's move on to the next stock. And Ankita, you picked out Waytech Babak for us. Why is this one in focus? What's the news flow here?
So, Winnie, the news flow for Waytech Babak is the fact that, they are, of course, the leading player in the water technology space. Now, they have entered into an agreement with Al Jumaiyah Energy and Water, a leading developer of energy and water projects in the Middle East. This is to address, the growing demand for sustainable water solutions in that region. And, of course, under the partnership, both the companies will cooperate on various aspects, including engineering, procurement, construction, product development and feasibility assessments of potential water projects. And on the back of that, we are seeing an uptick of 2% on the stock.
All right, so that's the reason why Waytech Babak is in focus. But on that note, we slip into a break on this edition of Market Fatafat. We'll be back soon with more stocks on the other side.